everyone, my name is Christine from BSN1 of MVGFC.
Bawat bata may tanong,
Ba't ganito? Ba't ganon?
hayaang buksan ang isip.
And for today's video, pag-uusapan natin ang pinaka-complex na body system, which is nervous system. At dahil dyan, ano bang unang pumapasok sa ating isip kapag narinig natin ang salitang nervous system? I asked some of my friends and here are their answers. May mga nagsasabing utak, neurons, way of thinking, at marami pang iba. Well, lahat naman ng sagot nila ay tama. So, for further information about the nervous system, let us now have the discussion. So, let's start. The nervous system. The nervous system interacts with all of the systems of the body. This system is large and complex. In order to facilitate understanding of the nervous system, it has to be divided into smaller functional and anatomical parts. In short, nervous system plays a vital role to the human body dahil hindi lamang isang parte ang sakop nito kundi ang buo nating katawan. So, let us now proceed to the functions of nervous system. Is coordinating movement of the body parts. The primary function of the nervous system is to receive information and to generate a response to a given stimulus. For instance, when a hot object is touched, its temperature is conveyed quickly to the central nervous system and the response is an immediate reflex of removing the hand through the action of skeletal muscles. There are 4 types of touch receptors within the somatosensory system. But as you can see in the picture, nagpa-fall siya sa thermoreceptors. The thermoreceptors is the receptive portion of the sensory neurons that codes absolute and relative changes in the temperature.
Ang thermoreceptors ang magpapadala ng impulse sa effectors ng skeletal muscles. That is why magre-react ang kamay papalayo sa mainit na bagay.
Therefore, that is how the coordinating movement of the body parts works in our body. The second one is perceiving and responding to the senses. Among the primary modes of input into the nervous system are the electrical impulses that arise from sense organs. Touch, sound, sight, smell, and taste are conveyed to the nervous system in order to integrate information and assess the nature of the external world. From the nervous system, there are cranial nerves that allows each organ to sense the nature of the external world.
Tulad na lamang ng ating skin, which is sense of touch, ang ating tenga to sense sounds, and ang ating mata, sense of sight, ang ating ilong, sense of smell, and ang ating dila, which is sense of taste.
And the third function of the nervous system is higher thought and processing. Thus, while the nervous system can be considered as the center for receiving, processing, and transmitting information, its functions are complex in most organisms. In humans, it is important for thought, reasoning, language, perception, and speech.
Kaya naman may kakayahan ang bawat tao na mag-isip, tulad na lamang ng pagsasagot ng mga problem solving, reasoning, pagkasalita ng iba't ibang lengguwahe, at maghayag ng sariling saloobin. So, as a conclusion to the functions of nervous system, there are 3. The first one is coordinating movements of the body parts. Second is perceiving and responding to the senses. And the third one is the higher thought and processing.
Let us now proceed to the parts of nervous system. The brain consists of cerebrum, cerebellum, and brainstem.
The first one is the cerebrum. The cerebrum is located in the anterior part of the brain.
So let's start from the cerebrum. Cerebrum is responsible for our conscious mind and consists of interneurons, the neurons that lie between the sensory and motor neurons.
Cerebrum consists of many different functions such as contraction of skeletal muscles, control of body temperature, control of autonomic nervous system, control of fluid balance and thirst, control of appetite, and secretes melatonin hormones. Focusing on the secretion of melatonin hormones that helps our body to prepare for sleep, kapag ang tao ay walang melatonin or kulang ang production nito, maaaring mahirapan ng isang tao sa pagtulog. While the cerebellum is located at the posterior or lower back part of the brain. Next part of the brain is the cerebellum. Cerebellum coordinates voluntarily muscle movement, balance, and posture. It ensures that muscle movements are smooth, coordinated, and precise. Here are the functions of cerebellum. It contains reticular activating system that is responsible for alertness. Filters or blocks repetitive stimuli such as background noise. Regulates skeletal muscle activity. Coordinates visceral activity controlled by the autonomic nervous system. Brainstem is located at the posterior part of the brain.
The brainstem consists of midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata. The first one is the midbrain. The midbrain serves as the conduction pathway that connects the structure and spinal cord. And pons works with medulla oblongata to control depth and rate respiration. Medulla oblongata is the relay station for sensory nerves going to cerebrum, such as cardiac center, respiratory center, vasomotor center, coughing, and sneezing. Let us proceed to the brainstem that is associated with the cranial nerves.
There are 12 pairs of cranial nerves emerging from the brain. Unlike other nerves that travel throughout the entire body, the cranial nerves are located only in the head and neck regions. Cranial nerves can be sensory, motor, or mixed. Cranial nerves are numbered 1 to 12 using Roman numerals, and their names describe either what they do or the structures they serve. Cranial nerve 1 is located closest to the frontal lobe, while cranial nerve 12 is found closest to the brainstem.
Name and functions of cranial nerves. The first one is the olfactory nerves. These nerves help produce the sense of smell. The next one is the optic nerves. These nerves transmit visual information from the retina of the eye to the brain. The third one is the oculomotor nerves. These nerves control the movement of the eye muscles. Fourth one is the trochlear nerves that helps our eye to move in different directions. The fifth one is the trigeminal. Trigeminal assists with the sensations of touch, temperature, and pain. Number 6. Abducens. These nerves help with eye movement. Facial. They help send signals that stimulate chewing, saliva production, and the taste buds. Vestibulocochlear. They assist the body in maintaining equilibrium and also help with hearing. Glossopharyngeal. They help with the movement of the throat and tongue muscles, allowing for the swallowing to occur. Vagus. They help provide signals to the heart, lungs, and abdominal cavity. They also carry signals to and from the skin, the taste buds, and the muscles of the larynx and pharynx. Accessory. They assist with motor functions of the trapezius and sternocleidomastoid muscles of the head and neck. And lastly, the 12th cranial nerve is hypoglossal. They allow for movements of the tongue when chewing and swallowing. They also assist with speech. There are several mnemonic samples that we can use to easily memorize each cranial nerve that corresponds to its function, whether it is sensory, motor, or both sensory and motor.
The first word on corresponds to olfactory. Occasion corresponds to optic. R corresponds to oculomotor. And so on until how. How corresponds to hypoglossal. Well, its function is, some say merry money, but my brother says big brains matter more. It also corresponds to its function.
Let us proceed to cerebrospinal fluid or CSF. CSF is a clear, colorless body fluid found in the brain and spinal cord. Cerebrospinal fluid has three main functions. It protects brain and spinal cord from trauma. It supplies nutrients to nervous system tissue, and also it removes waste products from cerebral metabolism. At dahil tapos na tayo sa ating discussion, let us now have our trivia time! First trivia. Have you heard someone saying,
Sakit na utak ko!
well, that is a big mistake because brain does not have any pain receptors, therefore it cannot feel any pain. Trivia number 2.
Have you ever experienced yung pupunta ka sa isang lugar pero nakalimutan mo kung bakit ka pumunta doon?
That is because short-term memory only lasts for 20 to 30 seconds. This has to do with the brain's capacity to hold short amounts of information in active time.
Bawat bata may tanong.
Ano PO ba ang dapat sundin, ang utak o tibok ng puso? Kung magmamahal ka hindi na dapat tinatanong yan, puso ang dapat alin dahil ito lang naman ang mahalaga. Magiging masaya lang ang dalawang tao kapag tunay ang kanilang pag-iibigan. Kung iisipin ng dalawang tao ang nakaraan at hinaharap ay walang mangyayari. Dapat ay pakiramdaman ng isa't isa, at kapag nasiguro nilang mahal nila ang isa't isa yun na yun. Pareho dapat pinaiiral ang utak at puso sa lahat ng bagay. Utak para mag-abayan ang puso sa pagpili ng mga desisyon sa buhay maging sa buhay pag-ibig. Hindi kasi maganda kung masobrahan ang paggamit ng puso sa mga desisyon kung hindi naman pinag-iisipan ang mga bagay-bagay.
Nice.
Para sa akin, sa lahat ng bagay, dapat utak ang unang pinaiiral. Unang-una, ito ang makatutulong sa lahat ng desisyon natin. Kung mag-iisip ka at titingnan kung ano sa tingin mo ang nararapat mas makatutulong yun. Kaya nga ginawang mas mataas ang utak sa puso, di ba? Kasi dapat mas unahin ang utak kesa sa puso kapag gagawa ng mga desisyon. Puso syempre, tao tayo kaya dapat puso ang pinaiiral natin, hindi tayo tulad ng mga hayop na utak lang ang ginagamit. Ang tao kasi kapag napasabak yan sa isang problema, lalo na pag may kinalaman sa pamilya, kaibigan o love life, maaaring mag-isip pero maaari rin gamitin ng puso. Sa paggamit ng puso, mas may touch ito ng pagiging tao. Ikaw, ano pipiliin mo?
That's all for today. Thank you!
빈 그릇을 설레도 될까 네 생각 참 예쁘다 하지만